Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we talk about friends.
Joe, I'm sorry, I need to assert dominance, so you're fired.
You can't fire me. I make the decisions. You're fired. Ha!
Woohoo! Bye!
No, wait, I was kidding. Come back. Adam, you have to edit and stuff. Uh-oh.
Welcome, Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that have stumbled across our podcast.
Every week we rewatch the next episode in sequential order because that makes the most sense.
And we break it down.
And look up trivia.
And give our own maladjusted take on the whole falling asleep on a train episode.
And we try to make each other laugh.
And fingers crossed, what do you too?
Yay. How are you this week?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, the temperature dropped. It got cooler out.
Yeah.
We do have some fun, exciting thing that we did this past weekend. Yeah, we went to a Friends trivia at the Blue Macaroon Theater. And we donated some prizes, some Maladjusted Misfit prizes, and we came in third. It was my fault.
We were in first until you got cocky.
Yeah, I thought I knew the answer, and you had to press the button on a certain color that corresponded with the correct answer, and I pressed the wrong button. And then I psyched myself out, and so we went from second to third.
Well, we were at first for a while.
Yeah, we had like 22 in a row, correct.
But speed was not necessarily our thing that night. For different reasons.
But we're very happy for the person that did win.
Yes.
She won a Maladjusted Misfits t-shirt off of our TeePublic site. So congratulations to Kelly and Jen who won. And hopefully they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good job.
Good job. All right. What are we doing this week?
The one with the girl from Poughkeepsie.
Such a weird title. What is our IMDb plot?
In order for her kitchen staff to acknowledge her authority, Monica hires Joey so she can fire him in front of them. Chandler unsuccessfully tries to set Rachel up with a coworker, and Ross can't choose between two girls. Women, Ross. You should be choosing between two women.
Yeah. Our episode director is a new director.
Oh.
Gary Halverson.
Oh, he's new, but that name sounds awful familiar.
Really? Okay. He directed a total of 55 episodes.
Yeah, there you go. That's why.
Just one this season, but he's back with a vengeance in the rest of the series, directing 54 more episodes.
Nice.
Phew. So that's the only trivia I have on him this week since I got to do him 54 more times.
What?
I got to read trivia about him.
Oh, I see.
Our episode writer is returning writer Scott Silveri. He only has a total of 8 writing credits on IMDb total.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But that is because when he joins a series, he tends to stick with it.
Oh, okay.
He has
Nice.
54 episodes of Friends where he's either the story editor, writer, teleplay by, or written by credits.
Nice.
I know.
I know.
Oh, I know. When was our original air date?
The original air date was December 18th, 1997.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 3 new movies in the top 10 that week. First up, Mouse Hunt, starring Nathan Lane, Lee Evans, and Christopher Walken.
Such an odd combo.
And that's where this is from the IMDb.
Oh, okay.
2 stumblebum inheritors are determined to rid their antique house of a mouse who is equally determined to stay where he is. I remember Mouse Hunt. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was
Yeah.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow Never Dies, which
Oh.
was a Pierce Brosnan 007 movie.
Yeah, he's not a favorite of the 007s, but...
No, that one was all right. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it wasn't here nor there. And in the number 1 spot was a movie I don't think anybody remembers. It's called Titanic? Am I saying that right? Titanic.
Titanic.
All right, I'm just kidding. It's Titanic, the boat that ran straight to an iceberg. If I remember correctly, that movie will hang around in the top 10 for a while.
Yes, it will. All Are you ready for some trivia?
Yeah.
Okay. So you told me this, Adam, but
Okay.
it's also on the IMDb page.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler tells the story of a director firing a crew member at the first day of each shoot, later stating that it may have been Orson Welles.
Mm-hmm.
It was, in fact, Orson Welles, who would fire an employee at random in a public and humiliating way to scare the other employees. So you told me that happened. Yeah.
I love Orson Welles. Not necessarily the nicest guy.
No. I can see him, yeah. All right, so the train from New York City to Montreal is 9 hours.
9 hours?
He slept for 9 hours.
Well, he don't need no coffee then. He should be good to go.
And there is no ferry connecting Montreal to Nova Scotia.
What?
But you can drive there.
Oh.
There is a road. Even if they did the trip, it would take significantly longer than 2 hours. She says it's just a 2-hour ferry ride.
Oh.
It would take 80 to 90 minutes by plane and 10 to 14 hours by car. Several days via waterways. I'm surprised if we ever see Ross again.
Yeah. I'll talk more about that later.
Oh. Last episode where Lisa Kudrow's pregnancy is hidden. This is the last episode because our favorite one's coming up. She is already pregnant, so they add the Frank and Alice storyline so that she doesn't have to hide it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's why she's wearing the
cute little jumper.
Well, hidden under her guitar the whole time.
And in one scene in the Central Perk, Chandler has his legs crossed, and it's right across her belly.
Hell.
It's shot. So, unusually, Ross and Rachel only share the tag scene together. That's so weird. And then we won't see Stu from Alessandro's again until season 8, episode 8.
It's that long.
The one with the stripper, yeah.
Nice.
So we see him in this episode.
Right.
He's established, and then he comes back for that one.
Right.
I'm glad they brought him back, though. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
So what were your episode reactions?
Well, I think this one should have been called the one where Monica fires Dragon, but what you gonna do? Ross having girlfriends that get further and further away is good, but not great. The Chandler and Rachel stuff is funny, but it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Right. Because he's pimping her out,
Right.
basically.
I feel like when they don't know what to do with Phoebe, they're like, have her write a song. Which is why I think it annoys Lisa Kudrow.
Right.
But the winners here are Joey and Monica, who saved the episode for me. I mean, I enjoy all the other stuff.
Yeah.
None of it's A-plus material, but Monica and Joey just saved the day here.
I'm a fan of this episode. It's good. The Poughkeepsie storyline and Phoebe's songwriting is a bit blah. But I'm here for the amazing one-liners. There's a lot of good one-liners in this episode.
There are.
I think the Rachel and Chandler storyline is funny. I like their interactions. And, of course, their one-liners to each other. Monica and Joey's plot to garner her respect at Alessandro's is pretty funny, too. Dragon. And you cannot say it ever again without saying it like that guy says it. So.
Dragon.
I love it. Are you ready to do some favorites?
Yeah, favorite line, Joe. What's your favorite?
I love Chandler's line when he goes, "Were you so late because you were burying this woman?"
I do like that one a lot.
What's yours?
Mine is, I went with Joey. Looks like it's going to be a lean Christmas at the Dragon House this year.
Lean. Favorite moment, I gotta go with Monica locked in the freezer, because I would totally do that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I would not remember that there was a push handle that you could just get.
Remember. I'll talk about it later, but
okay.
yeah, I mean... And my favorite moment was Monica dancing around in their sauce-covered uniform.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Favorite outfit, even though Phoebe's not our favorite in this episode, like she doesn't do much, I love her green velvet overalls and tie-dye baseball shirt. I'm not usually a fan of tie-dye, but the whole ensemble is so cute.
All right.
Yeah.
And, okay, hear me out. I'm going to go with Monica covered in sauce. Because from my perspective, Joey and the sauce provide her with the fire needed to stand up to that bunch of losers she works with.
Oh, so if she had not got covered in
Right.
sauce.
So I think it's even though They're all making fun of her. I think it's a triumphant look at it. Like I said, she does the little dance in it.
Right. If I dance around, all covered in sauce. All right. So let's talk about the themes we explored this episode.
Okay.
Theme 1. How far would you go for love?
How far would you go?
All the way, baby. Sorry, that was private.
Nova Scotia? That was private. You just said all the way, baby. It wasn't anything dirty. Okay, theme 2, pimping out your hot friend for things you cannot pronounce.
Yeah, you didn't know what any of those things those guys were offering were. Theme 3, helping a friend by getting fired.
Oh, yes.
Good enough to get fired.
And theme 4, nothing rhymes with Rachel or pumpkin.
That's right.
As far as Phoebe knows.
All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode.
Okay.
Okay, could the waiters gather around to hear tonight's specials? Okay, first there's a Chilean sea bass prepared with a mango relish on a bat. Why is nobody writing these down?
Because we can remember them.
Because you're all going to make up fake specials and make me cook them like you did the other night?
Well, sure, that too. I can't believe I sold 3 lobster and peanut butter sandwiches.
Okay, forget about the specials for a minute. I'm all right. Here's the thing. For the last 2 weeks, I've tried really hard to create a positive atmosphere.
Can't hear you.
A positive atmosphere. But I had it up to here. Way over my head. From now on, it's going to be my way or the highway. All right? Does anybody have a problem with that? Hey, new guy, the one holding $327 in one hand and $238 in the other hand. I said, does anybody have a problem with that?
No, ma'am. It's been a while since I held $327 in one hand and $238 in the other hand.
But you look like you have a problem with that.
Hey, he has a name. It's Dragon. You know what your name is? Check your hat. We did write an offensive female slur on the boss's hat, urging her to quit, didn't we?
Yeah, Chuckles, you did the hat.
All right, we are back.
All right, we're at the cold open. Chandler and Joey's. Joey, Chandler, and Phoebe are there.
Okay.
Ross comes in and greets everyone saying, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything? Was he planning on something? Phoebe informs him that Joey is stuffing 15 Oreos in his mouth. Ross points out that is Joey's personal best.
I never did figure out how many Oreos I could fit in my mouth. I think later we should run to the store and grab a pack of...
No. You started your diet yesterday. You should have done that at 29, mister.
Dang. Whoppa!
Phoebe asks Ross where he was, and he informs him that he was on a date with a girl he met on the train going to a museum upstate. Simultaneously, Phoebe and Chandler ask, oh, which museum? Oh, yeah? How'd you meet her? Respectively. Phoebe thinks Chan is the better question. No, answer his.
No, do his first.
Ross says, okay, it was just me and her at the back of the train, and I sat near the door, so she'd have to pass by me if she wanted to switch cars. She was totally at my mercy.
Oh.
And then Chandler has the epic line, were you so late because you were burying this woman?
She was at my mercy. How do you want to die?
Ross was not amused and says, no, I'm getting back now because she lives in Poughkeepsie.
Whoa.
She seems really great, but she's like 2.5 hours away.
Oh, and that was pre-Zoom, so you couldn't just
right.
hang out
FaceTime
online.
or talk or text, yeah. So Chandler says, how could she be that great if she's from Poughkeepsie? That joke would have killed in Albany. Joey goes, done, I did it. Hey, who's stupid now? And he turns and shows the grossest Oreo teeth.
Yeah, drink some milk, Joe.
Q, I'll be there for you.
Aw. All right, sent you pick. We come back from commercial with a shot of an Xmas tree in Washington Square Park, and we fade into Central Perk where Joey, Rachel, Phoebe, and Chandler are hanging out. Chandler holds up his newspaper and says, hey, look at this. They're lighting the big Christmas tree tonight. Phoebe points out that newspaper's 2 weeks old. And Chandler complains, all right, who keeps leaving old newspapers in the trash? I really wanted to take Kathy to this. I can't believe I missed it. Despite them opening on the Washington Square Park tree, I think that they meant the Rockefeller Plaza tree because that's the big one.
Yeah.
Rachel then complains that at least you have somebody to miss that stuff with. She hates being alone this time of year. And then Rachel descends into a lonely gal rant, jumping from holidays to birthdays, until she goes through the whole year of events before ending back up at the tree lighting ceremony that she cannot go to alone. And she shouts, I want somebody. And Gunther hears that, and he works his way over to behind her, and he's got on the brightest yellow shirt.
He does.
I actually had to pause it and lower the brightness on the monitor. It was hurting my eyes. Which was dumb, because then Rachel says, I want a man, and Gunther gets this bummed look on his face and then walks away, figuring he does not fall into that category.
Oh, poor Gunther.
Yeah. Then I had to turn the brightness right back up. It was like the sun left the screen. Then she pivots from having a relationship to enjoy those events with to merely having a fling.
Gunther, get back over here.
Chandler didn't think girls ever just wanted a fling. He fell for all that girl propaganda. But Rachel overshares, admitting that it's been a long time since I've been flung.
She wants to go all the way.
And Adam says, well, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. I mean, Joey. Joey said that. Chandler offers up, there's some nice guys at my office. Do you want me to set you up? And Rachel enthusiastically agrees with that. And it's like, wait a minute. It's been a long time that I've been single. How come you never offered this before? And Chandler is like, well, I have a girlfriend now, so I'm happy. Therefore, he no longer feels he has to go out of his way to stop others from being happy.
That's so sad. Like, it didn't occur to him because he was lonely too. So he was like, well, I'm not fixing anybody.
Nobody's going all the way. That sounds fine to Rachel, but she throws in a stipulation. No accountants. Then she gets up and she adds, and no one from, like, legal. She does not like guys with boring jobs. And then I actually like this line quite a lot, too. Yeah. Chandler snips, and Ross was like, what, a lion tamer? So in the perk, I see Reginald and Esmeralda, but no Cornelius, maybe later.
Maybe then.
No, I didn't see him later. So.
Oh, no Cornelius this episode.
But Monica comes in all distraught looking, and they all exchange haze before Phoebe asks, what's wrong, Mon? And Monica, everybody at the restaurant still hates me.
There's a cut line from Joey where he asks, is it because of the review you wrote or something new? So Mon kind of stares at him in a beat before he says, it's the review.
It's the review, yeah. Yeah, Monica thought she was making headway. Everyone was smiling at her all day, and then she got off work and found out that they wrote on her chef's hat. And then she takes the hat out and puts it on, and it reads, quit, bitch, in really big black letters. And Phoebe hypothesizes that they could have meant to write, quiet, bitch. And then Phoebe sits there probably thinking, oh, that's not that much better.
No.
And Monica takes off the hat as Rachel comes back with her coffee, asking Monica, hey, honey, what's the matter? And Monica holds up the hat, which again says, quit bitch. And Rachel is like, fine, I was just trying to be nice. Monica is upset because she has not been picked on this much since kindergarten when they had to bring someone in from junior high to do the seesaw with her.
Aww.
That sounds made up. But Joey laughs at that, and then when Monica shoots him a judgmental look, he twists it into an aww. So she's given each one of them upset looks at this point. Monica tells her friends that the staff at Alessandro's is trying to do everything they can to make her quit. If it were any other job, she would, but this is something she's been waiting for her whole life.
Oh.
Rachel gets an idea, and Monica is the boss. Why don't you just yell at them or fire them? And Monica would love to, but she can't. She's not good at confrontation.
Like Rachel giving advice about confrontation.
Yeah. Just pretend it's for the Geller Cup or a ping pong game, Monica. But Chandler builds on Rachel's idea because he remembers about reading director Orson Welles, who we talked about earlier, who at the beginning of a movie would hire somebody just so he could fire them in front of everybody. Then they would all know who's boss. Now, it'd be much better this way if he got one of his actor friends to just pretend that I'm firing you.
Yeah.
That's when Joey then points out to Monica that he's not doing anything. He asks, why don't you fire me? And Monica agrees, that's a good idea. Then asks, I like how she, second thought, wait, do you even know how to waiter? And he's like, good enough to get fired. And Monica goes, all right, you're hired. And that is when Joey has his own little thought. That must be why I got fired last week. Does this Orson Welles guy direct Burger King commercials? And after a bit of a long pause, during which he stares at Joey, Chandler gives a flippant, yes. And Chandler also knows that Orson Welles did not direct Burger King commercials in the 1990s, since he died in 1995.
1985.
He did direct The Stranger, Lady from Shanghai, The Trial, and Citizen Kane, all of which are very good, despite what Joey and Rachel say later in the series.
Yeah, I know. They're like, they don't like Citizen Kane. It's not my favorite, but it's a very good movie.
Very good film.
Very good. Now we're in Chandler's office. Mm-hmm. Okay, no fucking sweater vest. I thought for sure he would wear a sweater vest to work. Anyway, Chandler walks into the kitchen or cafe. What do people call those at work? We call ours the cafe. Oh. He goes, I say, Drew, are you seeing anybody right now? I'm not asking for me. I mean, no, I'm not gay. I'm not asking you out. I'm not gay.
Drew's like, the lady doth protest too much.
Drew has a vest on.
Not a sweater vest.
No, and it looks weird without a jacket. The back is so silky and shiny.
And brown.
I didn't think you were gay, but I do now. Chandler says, see, my friend Rachel, she wants to be set up. Drew, being a single guy, says, I just got out of a big relationship. I'm not looking for anything serious. Chandler goes, oh, you know what? That might be okay if it's just kind of a fling. That might be all right with Rachel.
Ugh, yeah.
Then the redhead in the background.
Right. He heard fling and Rachel.
His name is Mike. He jumps up and says, whoa. Is this hot Rachel that you took to the Christmas party, Rachel? Chandler acknowledges and says, oh, by the way, that is her full name. Mike says, oh, wow, I'm free for her. I like the thought of Chandler taking Rachel to his office Christmas party. It's cute.
I just don't want to go alone.
Right. You're hot and you'll dress up. Drew says, hold on a fucking minute, Mike. I didn't say I wasn't free.
Hey, back up, bud.
Mike spins Chandler to face him and says, hey, Chandler, why don't we talk this over at the Ranger game tomorrow? Drew spins Chandler back around. Hold on, I just got a box of Cubans. Maybe I bring them by your office, say, around 5. Chandler goes, oh, well, that's a little later than I generally care to stay, but sure.
Right there with you, Chan, man.
Adam's always texting me at 5 o'clock. Have you left yet? Are you leaving? Have you packed up?
I am.
But this new company that I work for, I told you, 10 minutes after 5 o'clock, they turn the lights out.
Right.
Everyone leaves. They're very efficient.
You have a bunch of blue collar guys there. They like to leave at 5 o'clock.
That's right. So Mike spins Chandler around again and says, maybe before the game we could get some 8-year-old small batch Basil Hayden's.
Sure.
So, I had to look up Basil Hayden's.
Right.
And it's a bourbon whiskey. It's called small batch because they only make a few at a time.
Okay.
Basil Hayden's is a light-bodied rye-forward bourbon with a spicy sweet flavor profile and is a favorite of bourbon enthusiasts. Its aroma is spice, tea, and a hint of peppermint. Taste of spicy, light-bodied, gentle bite. Its finish is dry, clean, and brief. I don't know what that means.
I see you talking, but all I hear is blah, blah, blah.
So I thought it would be like over $100 a bottle, right? But I found it at PJ Wine, and it's only $35.97, but $38.50 for shipping.
Okay, costs more to ship it.
One more thing.
Okay.
I love that this interaction makes Chandler all that more adorable because he isn't like these guys. He
Right.
wants a long-term relationship. He doesn't know what a bourbon whiskey is, and it's what makes him adorbs. Like you, Adam.
That's right. I tried whiskey once. Not for me. It tasted like nail polish remover smells.
So Chandler says, well, I don't really know what that is, but let's. And then there's a cut line that says, but that's a pretty nice jacket. Mike takes it off and hands it to Chandler. I kind of like that tie, too.
Oh.
Mike takes off his tie and hands it to Chandler. Then he immediately starts unbuckling his belt, and he goes, keep your pants on, man.
Oh. Okay. So now we're at Monica and Rachel's. Mon and Rachel are there in the kitchen as Joey sits on the couch and Phoebe has her guitar, and she announces, hey guys, I'm writing a holiday song for everybody. Do you want to hear it? And the trio responds with a joyful affirmative, and the ladies come sit down to listen, and Phoebe sings, Happy Hanukkah, Monica. May your Christmas be snowy, Joey. And Joey gives her a little smile.
He said my name.
Happy New Year, Chandler and Ross. Spin the dreidel, Rachel. And the audience laughs and claps, and the friends smile, and Phoebe's happy, and Rachel's like, it's great. I just have one note for you. Rachel doesn't rhyme with dreidel. And Phoebe knows that, but argues, it's so hard, nothing rhymes with your stupid name. And Joey begs to differ. Lots of things rhyme with Rachel. Bagel, male, jail, bail, able, maypole, racial, disable, playful, palatial, glacial, unstable, naval, label, fable.
Easy, Adam. What'd you do? Google what rhymes with Rachel?
Yes. Phoebe tells Joey, all good, thanks. And then she asks Rach if she has a nickety name that's easier to holiday rhyme. And Monica tries to helpfully jump in, asking Rachel, didn't your dad used to call you Pumpkin? And Rachel confirms that fact, and Phoebe is then like, Pumpkin, thumbs down. But did he ever call you Boodolph? See, she wants to rhyme it with Rudolph. Yes. But Pumpkin has good ones too. Bumpkin, lumpkin, munchkin, or two words like slumped in, dumped in, from skin, jumps in. That's a good one. Jumps in.
I'm going to find that website. I'm going to beat you to death with it.
Oh, I'm done. Jeez. I'm done. So then Chandler jumps into the scene.
Oh my God.
Chandler gives a hearty hello, children. And they all call back their standard hey. And Chandler eagerly shares with Rachel, have I got the 50 guys for you? Really? Rachel asks. And Chandler explains, oh yeah, I just showed them a picture of you and these guys are throwing themselves at me. They're buying me drinks. They're giving me stuff. And then it turns to ask Joey, Nick's tonight? Easily swayed, Joey says, sure. Where are the seats? Wherever, Chandler tells him. I've got like 20. He could take Rachel and Monica then too, I suppose. I mean, I'm not a sporty guy, but free games are good for a lark.
Oh, yeah. That's the only time we've ever gone to sporting games.
Yeah. But Rachel cuts to the chase. So will I like any of these guys? But Chandler isn't going to give up yet as he divulges, you know what? I'm going to play the field a little bit more. He has a hot girl that wants to fling, and he's going to get as much as he can for that.
Adam.
What? I didn't do it. It was Marta and... What's his name?
David.
Yeah. Chandler defends, guys are signing over their 401ks to me. And Phoebe asks, you work with robots? Because, like Star Wars, I guess?
Yeah.
C-3PO?
401k.
Chandler pauses before giving her that same flippant yes that he gave to Joey earlier. And then to Rachel, Chandler admits, okay, there's this one guy, Patrick. I think you're going to like him. He's nice. He's funny. He's a swimmer. Rachel likes swimmers' bodies. And Chandler further informs that Patty's dad also invented the little magnetic strip on the back of the credit cards. Rachel likes credit cards. Chandler then brags, see, I'm not bad at this fixing up thing. And then Rachel wants to know what the swimming Patrick does. And He works in the fine food division, Chandler tells her. And she asks, your company has a fine foods division?
It's a big company. I love that one.
Yeah. And he starts to explain it that way and then kind of sputters out. But Joey wants clarification. Wait a second. You make food and robots? But Phoebe understood, so she takes this one for Chandler. No. The robots just work for them. Then she shoots the others a poor silly Joey look as she chuckles. Oh, this guy. The robots just work there. They help make the food. Monica takes this slight lull to get up, telling her buds, all right, I'm going to go to work. Then coming up from behind Joey, she asks, does anybody have a problem with that? And Joey, upon hearing his cue, says, yeah, lady, I do. I got a problem with that. And he stands up to face her as they improvise their little scene for later. Monica says, you want a problem? I'll give you a problem. And then Joey asks, oh, what are you going to do? You going to fire me? And Monica, with her full tough woman persona in effect, says, you bet your ass I'm going to fire you, as they stare into each other's eyes. Then she says, see you later, before planting a sweet little kiss on his cheek.
I love the little kiss. It's so cute.
Joey tells her thanks.
We go back to Central Perk with Phoebe, Chandler, and Ross. Central Perk went all out with the Xmas decorations. They got like fancy shit.
The boys did not.
No.
Did you see their Xmas decoration?
No, what was it?
Oh, well, I'll tell you on the scene.
So Ross jumps up and throws on his jacket. Oh, wow, I should get going. I got a date tonight. Chandler queries, oh, yeah? With who? Ross says, you know that girl that I told you who lives up in Poughkeepsie? Not her. He met someone else and he can't decide between the two of them. And get this, Adam. He starts weighing things about them, like people do.
Oh, kind of like a informal pro-cons list?
Yeah. They do it all the time. Joey does it later. It's like what people do. Anyway, he says, you know the one from Poughkeepsie, even though she's a 2-hour train ride away, is really pretty, really smart, and a lot of fun. But this other girl, well, she lives right uptown. You know, she's just as pretty. I guess she's smart. She's not fun.
I love the way he says it. She's not fun.
Phoebe points out the glaring obvious by saying, if she's no fun, why do you want to date her at all?
Yeah, I don't think I could date a non-fun person.
No.
I mean, what is her ass like on a scale of 1 being ugly naked guy to 10 being Rebecca Romaine? I'm
going to ignore that. Ross says he wants to give her another chance, you know. She lives so close. And at the end of the date the other time, she said something that was, if she was kidding, it was very funny. On the other hand, if she wasn't kidding, she's not fun. She's stupid and kind of a racist. Oh man, that is a bad sign. Run, Ross. Run the fuck away. If you even have an inkling that someone might be racist, it's time to haul ass.
Or stupid.
Right. Can you not be racist without being stupid? What's that causation?
Right. You can have stupid people that aren't racist, right, but you can't have racist people that aren't stupid.
So Joey comes in and greets the gang, and Phoebe asks him how his first day working at the restaurant went. He checks his watch and goes, damn, and runs out to work.
Oh, so funny. All right, now we're at Alessandro's. Monica's kitchening in the kitchen, but she has a big burn on her chef shirt. Joey comes in and the pair greet haze at each other before Joey asks, what happened to your fancy chef's jacket? And Monica sternly answers, they baked it. I can't take this anymore. I'm going to call a meeting tonight and I'm going to fire you tonight. Joey agrees, you got it. And then he goes, uh-oh. And he starts patting the burned area of her shirt, which is mostly close to her boobage area. So Monica snaps, what are you doing? He's still patting away, and Joey tells her, it's still a tiny bit on fire there. And he keeps patting it, as Monica thanks him, and he continues patting it, and this is forcing the already perturbed Monica to bark, I think you got it.
Do you remember that blooper that we saw where he does that scene and then Chandler comes running in and starts patting it? If you get a chance, look it up because it's pretty funny. We pop back over to Central Perk with Chandler and Rachel. Rachel runs in enthusiastically and says, Chandler, you have the best taste in men. Chandler goes, well, like father, like son. Rachel says that she and Patrick had such a great time last night, and she thinks this could turn into something serious. You know what's really funny?
What's his das?
It was neither Mike or Drew that Chandler fixed her up with. It was Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
So Chandler, confused because his instructions for finding her a date were really different, and goes, "Really? I thought you weren't looking for something serious. I thought you were looking for some kind of fling." Rachel says, "What's the matter? Have you never met a woman before?" "Well, possibly." And then she pauses. "You didn't tell him that, though, right?" Chandler's a little nervous and goes, no. Rachel yells at him, "You told the guy that I was looking for a fling? You don't tell the guy that."
Well, but that's how I got all the stuff.
Chandler's confused again. "Why not? I'd be thrilled if I heard that some hot girl was just looking to get..." I see.
See, it was Rachel, so he wasn't even thinking about it, really.
Right. Rachel starts whining. "Oh, between you telling him that I wanted to have a fling and me putting out on the first date, he's going to get the wrong idea."
You think? Okay, back at Alessandro's, Joey's eating shredded cheese like me when I'm cooking.
But you have to pay the cheese tax to the dogs.
That's right.
Anytime the cheese bag rattles, they run over.
Monica asks Joey to pass over said cheese, and Joey takes the cheese over and asks her, "Listen, I'd prefer it if you didn't call me Joey. Since I don't know anyone here, I thought it'd be cool to try out a new cool nickname." And then another waiter, who is Stu, we'll find out much later, he enters the kitchen saying, "Hey, Dragon, here's your tips for Monday and Tuesday." That's right, ladies and germs. The name that Joey's testing is Dragon. So this must be at least Dragon's third day of work, at least.
Right, because if you work Monday, Tuesday, and he's back again.
Right.
Yeah.
While that happens, some of the other wait staff laugh at Monica's shirt, which makes me sad.
Aww.
And Joey checks inside the envelope, surprised to find there's like $300 in this one. And Stu says, "Yeah, people get pretty generous around the holidays." And then he gives Dragon a piece of advice. "And it never hurts to wear tight trousers or put breadsticks in those trousers."
Oh.
Monica then calls the waiters to gather around and hear the night's specials. And first there's Chilean sea bass prepared with a mango relish on a bed of... And she looks around like, why is nobody writing this down? And Stu answers for everybody because we can remember them. And disbelieving that, Monica speculates that they are really going to make up fake specials and make me cook them like he did the other night. And Stu's smart ass is back. Well, sure, that too. Monica tries to muster some courage, telling them, forget the specials for a minute. Then without any authority in her voice, she mutters that for the last 2 weeks, she's tried really hard to create a positive atmosphere.
Can't hear you.
Yeah. And that's when Douche Stu yells, "Can't hear you." And Monica kicks up the volume at a positive atmosphere, but I've had it up to here. And then she does a cute little gesture that's a few seconds too late where she holds her hand up over her head. Warning, from now on, it's going to be my way or the highway. And now she's reached the point where she needs her reliable Tribbiani to back her up. And she asks, does anybody have a problem with that? But instead, Joey's standing there silently giving a charades clue for the Western fistful of dollars. As Douche Stu grins like an incel with no friends. Monica, having seen Joey miss cues and plays before, zeroes in on him. Hey, new guy, I said. Does anybody have a problem with that? But to her surprise, Joey responds with a, no, ma'am. And poor little Monica, who is having a really bad day, has her heart visibly sink lower. But not to worry, Douche Stu comes in to Dragon's defense. Hey, he has a name. It's Dragon. Do you want to know your name? Check your hat. And then he turns to a non-speaking role waiter and asks, we did the hat, right? And that inept follower gets a shit-eating grin on his face. And before I cut to later, I just want to say, what a lovely job Fred Stroller does here playing the Douche Stu.
Oh, absolutely.
He is so obnoxious. Round of applause for Fred, who makes me want to leave Stu's corpse unidentifiable in the alley behind Alessandro's.
Wow.
Then we cut to later. Monica is squared off with Joey asking, what the hell just happened? And Joey claims to be so sorry he was gonna do it for realsies. But he was standing there with $327 in one hand and $238 in the other hand. And he was thinking, wow, it's been a long time since I had... And he tries to think of the math for a second. And he goes, $327 and $238.
$565.
Good adding, Joe. Do you want to see if you can get all 50 states in 6 minutes?
We tried that once. I wasn't bad.
Monica tries to re-explain the plan to Joe. We had a deal. That's why you're here. I have got to fire you. And Joey pleads, and I got to pay rent. You should have picked not a poor person for this. And then he's like, how about this? You don't fire me. Instead, I stay here, infiltrate their ranks, and try to change the system from within by saying loads of good things about you. And Monica's like, what kinds of things? And Joey admits, well, nothing yet. They really hate you, and I want to fit in.
All right, we're back at Central Perk. Ross, Chan, and Phoebes. Phoebe's singing, Happy, happy Hanukkah, Chandler and Monica, a very merry. Chandler interrupting, you know what, Phoebes? I'm not Jewish. Phoebe goes, so? Ross doesn't really decorate his tree with floss, but you don't hear him complaining, do you? God! She slams her hand upon the guitar.
Boom!
Ross jumps up from sleeping. However, in the one with Snuffleupagus, actually, it's the one with what's-his-face.
Oh, George Snuffleupagus?
No.
Snuffleupagus?
No.
Stephanopoulos.
Yes. Ross says, I cannot sleep in a public place. He sleeps all over public places in this episode.
Well, he's really tired from traveling so much.
Yes, he's exhausted from the back and forth traveling. Chandler asks if he had a bad dream. Ross answers, like I do, every Friday night, about 9:30, I wasn't sleeping. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, just about every Friday.
Chandler and Adam, oh yeah? Then what was Phoebe's song about? Ross posits, the one with the cat. I gotta go. I've got another date. Phoebe asks if he's picked one yet, and Ross says no. It turns out the one from Uptown was making a joke, but it was a different joke than I thought. It wasn't that funny. So I'm still torn. Phoebe goes, well, look, you don't really like the one from Uptown, and you're too exhausted from dating the one up in Poughkeepsie. So I say you just end them both, okay? You take the train up to Poughkeepsie, you break up with her, and on the way back, you break up with Uptown, and by the time you get home, you're done.
It makes sense.
Ross goes, you're right. Thank you. Phoebe goes, well, I had a similar problem when I lived in Prague. Chandler goes, Prague?
Prague?
Phoebe goes, there's so much you don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to know all the off-the-cuff lies. All right, so now we're Chandler and Joey's, and Chandler is about to practice golfing? Question mark?
Yeah, it looks like a hockey puck, but...
I don't know what he's about to take a swing at. It could be a practice thingy, or a hockey puck thingy, or something he was trying to break. I don't know. All I know is it is not a golf ball. But Rachel opens the door and sees Chandler about to golf swing and holds the door open until Chandler gets closer to said swing, and then she slams the door, causing a startled Chandler to lose his grip on the backswing, launching the club into the fourth wall, and in my imagination it sticks into the drywall. But Chandler turns around to find a pissed off Rachel there. Now, this is where you can see the Magnadoodle. Which has a drawing of a Christmas tree and reads, "This is our Christmas tree. Put the presents here." And then has arrows down to the floor under the sign.
That's cute.
So I think that's the only Christmas decorations that the boys have. Rachel says to Chandler, "Patrick just ended things with me. Did you, or did you not, tell him that I was looking for a serious relationship?" Chandler did. He absolutely did. And Rachel calls him an idiot. And he retorts with, "I'm sure you're right, but why?"
Another favorite one-liner.
Yeah. And Rachel tries to further explain the weird mind games that people play when they're dating. You don't tell a guy that you're looking for a serious relationship. You don't tell the guy that. Now you scared him away. And Chandler omans and apologizes. And Rachel moans that Chandler should never be allowed to talk to people. And I used to get that a lot too, Chandler. So. But Rachel drops into the Barca Lounger, now upset that she feels she is right back where she started. It sucks. Being alone sucks.
She got flung, though.
Oh, yeah. Chandler forgoes his usual sarcastic comment and tries to comfort his friendo by saying, "You're going to meet somebody. You're a great catch. You know, when I was telling all those guys about you, I didn't have to lie once."
Aww.
And Chandler sits on her on the Barca lounger, cuddling for comfort. And Rachel's impressed. "Really?" Chandler's like, "Yeah. You graduated magna cum laude, right?" Rachel confesses no, and Chandler says it doesn't matter. And then it occurs to Chandler that he came off much better than her in this arrangement, so he offers her, "I've got 2 tickets to tonight's Ranger game. You want to come with me?" And Rachel considers it. "Cute guys in little shorts? Sure." And Chandler's like, "No, that's basketball. The Rangers are actually a hockey team. So angry Canadians with no teeth." And Rachel thinks that sounds fun too. So she cuddles him and he kisses her head and all seems forgiven. So as he holds on to her, he asks, "Have you ever been with another woman?" And Rachel's astonished. And instead of telling about her misadventures with coconut bikinis and Melissa Warburton, she says, "What? Chandler, what is the matter with you?" And Chandler outwardly acknowledges, so there is no good time to ask that question.
So now we're on the train to Poughkeepsie.
Mm-hmm.
Ross is asleep against the window. The conductor walking down the aisle says, "Next station is Poughkeepsie." Poughkeepsie. The woman from Poughkeepsie, outside Ross's window, goes, "Ross, Ross." She knocks on the window. "Wake up, Ross." The train starts moving. "Ross, Ross, Ross." She was a cute 90s girl played by Yasmin Baytok, who was also a Centauri woman on Babylon 5.
Oh, Babylon 5. I had a buddy that asked me to watch all those, and Joe and the kids watched when they were little.
Yeah, we watched all of them. And then it cuts to Alessandro's.
Mm-hmm.
Monica says, "Can you give me some more swordfish?" The kitchen worker goes, "I don't speak English." Monica goes, "You did a minute ago." Kitchen worker says, "Well, I don't know what to tell you."
I'd happily fire any of these people for her, or give this gal a swordfish right up her...
Oh my goodness. Monica goes, "Fine." She goes to the freezer to get it herself and leaves the door open. Douche Stu, from earlier comes by and closes the door.
So my only nitpick with this episode is that as someone who worked in a kitchen, we would always close people in the freezer because there's a handle and everybody knows the handle in there. It's a very soft prank.
Yeah.
You just kind of boom.
But it's dark in there.
Not always.
So from inside the freezer, Monica goes, "Okay, very funny. Somebody let me out, please. Come on, I'm cold." And then you hear a big splash and kerplunk. "And covered in marinara sauce. Come on, let me out." And then the door opens. Stu says, "You found the handle, did ya?"
Aww.
Monica goes, "That's not funny." Stu retorts, "Well, that's not true."
Well, that's not true. I do like that line, despite hating him.
Monica starts to cry. "I'm a good person and I'm a good chef and I don't deserve that marinara sauce all over me. You know what? If you want me to quit this bad, then all you have to do is..." Joey, interrupting, says, "Hey, Chef Geller, you know that little speech you made the other day? Well, I've got a problem with it." Monica sniffs. "You do? You bet I do. I just wasn't listening then, that's all." Monica goes, "Well, if you want a problem, I'll give you a problem." Joey goes, "What are you going to do? You going to fire me?" And this is where she gets her courage.
Yep.
"You bet your ass I'm going to fire you. Get out of my kitchen. Get out." Yeah! So Joey leaves and she turns and says, "All right, anybody else got a problem? How about you, Chuckles? You think it's funny now?" Stu says, "No." Monica says, "How about if I dance all around covered in sauce, huh? You think it's funny now?"
No, it's really good.
Good. I'll take those salads to table 4 and to the kitchen worker from earlier, and you get the swordfish, and to another assistant chef, and you get a haircut. Mattingly, trim those sideburns. Remember when Homer said that?
Yeah. No, it was Mr. Burns that kept
Oh,
saying
Mattingly, trim those
Right.
sideburns.
And he kept shaving more and more off his face.
And then he would be like, "I wish I knew what he thought sideburns were."
But yeah, that guy's hair is already pretty short.
Right.
It's too long on top. I hate it. All right, so now we're on the train again. The oldish conductor walks down the aisle announcing, "Last stop, Montreal." So I looked up the conductor thinking he might have been in tons of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
But he was only in 7 TV shows.
Aw.
Friends was his first television appearance.
Aw, that's so cute.
So I still might try and break into acting. Probably not, though. I don't like leaving the house. Anyways, so Ross wakes up from the guy yelling last stop and says, "What?" And then he sees this cutie pie sitting next to him staring at him. And the cutie pie goes, "I made a bet with myself that you'd have beautiful eyes. Now that I see them, I win."
What?
Right, Ross is a little confused because if the gender roles were reversed, this would be a scary way for a woman to wake up, I think. I mean, there's not that many women serial killers, but I think this woman is a potential. So she informs Ross, Cutie Pie informs Ross that we're at my stop. Would you like to have a coffee? And Ross wakes up and he's finally working out the situation. He's like, jumps awake and says, Are we really in Montreal? And CPSK says,
CPSK?
Cutie Pie serial killer.
Oh my God.
She says, "Yes, we are." So coffee, and Ross thinks coffee sounds great. And they get up to disembark the train, but Ross wants to check something before getting too far into this. Wait, so you live in Montreal? And CPSK says, no, but it's just a 2-hour ferry ride to Nova Scotia.
It's a beautiful country up there.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. Now we're back at Alessandro's. Joey's coming back with this coat on, and I like how she still has marinara sauce all over her jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't you have a spare?
Well, they burned the spare.
Oh.
Don't be so critical. She had a hard day. She's wearing it like a badge of honor.
All right. Joey goes, "Well, I guess I should have thought about my wife and kids before I talked back to Chef Geller." This is the second job with a friend that he made up. He had a wife and kids, remember, when he worked with Chandler?
Mm-hmm.
So Monica quietly says, "Thanks, Joey." Joey goes, "Yep, looks like it's going to be a lean Christmas at the Dragon House this year." She grabs Joey's elbow like a boy kid taking a joke way too far and goes, "Enough." Joey leaving. Lean, lean, lean.
Lean, lean, lean. All right, we are at Central Perk for the Stinger. Phoebes is on the verge of unveiling her new Xmas song. All the friends are there, and the perk is full of people.
And there's a cut line from Phoebe where she goes, this is a very special holiday song that I wrote for some very important people to me. And she mouths to the gang, "That's you guys."
Okay, so then she starts singing. Went to the store, sat on Santa's lap, asked him to bring my friends all kinds of crap. Said all you need is to write them a song. They haven't heard it yet, so don't try and sing along. No, don't sing along.
Monica, I'm a happy Hanukkah. So Santa Claus, he said hello to Ross. And please tell Joey that Christmas will be snowy. And Rachel and Chandler.
Happy holidays, everybody, she says. And that's the end of the episode. Cut and print.
Aw, we're going to take another short break. We'll be right back. I hate being alone this time of year. Next thing you know, it'll be New Year's. Groundhog Day is now romantic because of that movie, then Valentine's Day, then President's Day, and no one wants to bar hop alone on St. Patrick's Day, and you need someone to prank on April Fools. Easter will be in there someplace, and my birthday is May 5th, which is doubly bad because of Cinco de Mayo. Then Memorial Day, Mother's and Father's Day. 4th of July picnics aren't fun without slow eating a hot dog for that special guy. I'd love to sail around with someone in August, and Labor Day isn't so bad, but Halloween is really tough alone. I mean, try watching Cujo by yourself. Plus, I have to get drunk on Election Day now, and I hate drinking alone. By Thanksgiving, I need someone to just show up, Ross, then bang, before you know it, they're lighting that damn tree again. Oh, I want somebody.
I'm here for you, Rachel, as your lover.
I need a man. Where'd Joey and Chandler go?
Oh, they left about an hour ago.
All right, we're back for the wrap-up.
We are back. What do we learn from this episode? Joe, you go first.
None of our friends like confrontation. But Monica gets some later in life. She takes down a girl for a wedding dress, yells at the couple on her honeymoon. She picks up some chutzpah there at the end.
Yeah. I learned that Rachel likes confronting Chandler. And sometimes marinara sauce is the last straw.
Final thoughts. I would like to take a train ride to Montreal. I think it would be fun. We took several train rides from one country to the next in Europe, and it was a nice way to travel.
Yeah, how about we go to Nova Scotia too while we're at it?
All right. All right, for our sweater vest tracker.
Yeah. Let's just not talk about it, except to say that you thought there would be one in this episode, and there was not!
Calm down.
That's all I want to say. Calmer than you are.
And then you found the Magnet Doodle.
Yep.
It was super cute Christmas decoration. Put our presents here.
Yep.
So what's our rating for this episode?
Our rating is 7.9 stars out of 10 with 5,200 ratings. Not great, but better than the clip show coming up later this season.
Oh, yeah.
People do not like the clip shows.
All right. So we have a review from one of our dedicated listeners.
Ooh, nice.
Sandra D.
Aw.
Yeah. So she said, here's my review. The one with the girl from Poughkeepsie. Overall thoughts? I'm not going to lie. This episode is not one of my favorites. But I did rewatch it 3 times. So she rewatched it for this review.
Oh, nice. 3 times.
Yeah. The whole part with Chandler fixing up Rachel was funny, but a bit boring. I think they just needed some fillers. When Chandler says to Rachel that guys at work were signing over their 401ks over to him, and Phoebe goes, "You work with robots?" I'll admit that I didn't get it. Maybe you two can enlighten me.
Well, yeah, we said earlier, like the C-3PO
Yeah.
R2-D2 kind of
So a
401k.
Yeah, is savings for the retirement, and she didn't know because later on when she becomes a masseuse in a establishment, she gets a 401k. Remember?
Right. Yeah, yeah. She didn't remember this interaction. I assume Phoebe never pays taxes.
No. When Monica hires Joey just so she could fire him, it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. His nickname Dragon is great. My favorite line is Phoebe saying that Joey stuffed 15 Oreos in his mouth because his face is so funny. My favorite moment is when Joey asked Monica what happened to her jacket. When she said that they burned it, Joey patting it several times, and Monica said, "I think you got it." My favorite outfit is Rachel's dress she has on in her apartment when Phoebe is writing her Christmas song. Mm-hmm. So with that, I give this episode 1 out of 5 coffee cups.
1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Ooh,
my
low.
most favorite episodes are coming up soon, and I hope to send another review. Thank you so much for including me. Sincerely, Sandra D.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you. We also got some fan mail.
Oh, yay. That's exciting.
Okay, so Rose E sent us an email. She said, "I don't really have a suggestion. I just want to thank you for the podcast."
Aw.
The other podcasts about friends are, well, I don't like to say anything bad about anyone, but I can't listen to them. Yours is great. I rewatch Friends every few years and recently decided to take it in another media because I like it so much. So thanks again, Rose E.
Oh, well, thank you, Rosie.
I know. How nice is that? I know.
Very sweet.
It was sweet. Thank you for sending in your thoughts. We really appreciate it.
I'm glad everybody else isn't very good. I haven't listened to any of the other ones.
Any of the other podcasts?
The Friends ones.
No. What is next week's episode, Adam?
Next week's is the one with Phoebe's uterus.
Ooh. Tell us the synopsis.
Well, Joey gets a job at Ross's museum and learns the lunchtime rules. Newlyweds, Frank Jr. and Alice ask Phoebe to rent her uterus. And Chandler gets some cheat codes from Monica and Rachel on how to get Kathy to agree with him more passionately.
Oh, so things are starting to cook up.
Yeah.
These are good episodes coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, next week's is really good. And then
the next one is really good.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Hang on, let me get my shoes back on. All right, I'm ready.
So, we watched 2 movies this week. We watched Novocaine.
Yeah.
So we bought that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched that. So the girl kid said she would watch it with us. But those of you that haven't seen the trailer, it's kind of like funny violence.
Yeah, funny violent.
Yeah. And she tapped out. It was too gross for
Yes.
her.
We were going to go see it in the theater, and
Right.
then we missed it because something happened. I forget what. But, it's very funny.
Yes.
Very overly violent.
Yes.
In a comedic way.
Right.
But at one part, she was like, nope. Mm-mm.
Right. Because, she likes John Wick. She'll watch John Wick
Right.
with us. But they also don't show the bones protruding through the skin.
In John Wick, they hurt people. They move on. It
Right.
happens really fast.
They don't linger.
They don't linger on the carnage in any way whatsoever. And this one was kind of funny lingering on because the shtick of the movie is he can't feel pain.
Right.
But he's trying to rescue this girl that he likes.
Right.
He's fighting off bank robbers.
Right. And they're hurting him.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But
it's good. It was good. It was really good.
was
It's
very
got
good.
Jack Quaid in it.
Yeah.
And I really like him.
And it was kind of a sweet little romantic movie, too.
It was. And then your dad was in town, and we went and saw The Accountant 2.
Yes.
So, Adam, if he had to give a review, would probably say 1 out of 5 coffee cups.
1 out of 5. No, it'd be like 2.5
All right.
coffee cups. Maybe 2. I enjoyed The Accountant.
Right.
It's kind of the first one.
Right.
It's kind of a, silly action movie.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
it. This one was 100% missing Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
It needed that cute character. And then they tried to do some weird stuff with his character that just wasn't it just didn't fit. It was
Right.
just not, I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
just did stuff in it that we weren't
I mean,
like
I
100%
like the guy
on.
that plays his brother, and I don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
his name.
The two of them, when
Yeah.
they were in scenes together, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be a little too silly and then a little too violent. I mean, I don't know. They were trying to bring actual serious topics into this kind of goofy action movie, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it was kind of... It didn't work for me 100%.
But there is one scene of his brother in a hotel room that is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
So if you get to go see it, it's okay. It's entertaining.
Right.
But there are parts of it that you're like,
Yeah, there's the worst ways to spend a couple hours.
yeah,
But
exactly. And the girl kid fell asleep. So
her and my dad both fell asleep for a little bit during the movie.
I didn't know your dad fell
Oh,
asleep.
yeah, they were both conked out. I was like... And then they started shooting and they woke right back up. So.
Oh, that was fun. So yeah, that's what we did this week. So
Yep.
You ready to wrap this up and get out of here?
Yeah.
All right. We are so glad that you stumbled across our podcast. And if you're enjoying, please share it with other friends, fans.
Maybe rate it and or leave a review.
And if you want to contribute your thoughts or reactions to the podcast, pick your favorite episode, send us your musings, and we'll share them on that episode. You can also write just to say hey, like Rose did.
Oh, like Rosie.
Yeah.
Come on, we'd like to hear from more of you other misfits out there.
That's right. Email us at maladjustedmisfits@gmail.com.
Or we're hosted on Buzzsprout, so if you want to help us with costs, you can visit the page, click the donate button, or send us fan mail through there. Lots of ways to talk to us. Donate emails, send us fan mail, and we'll give you a shout out like Rosie or Sandra D.
Ooh, we got E's going on.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends. Also, don't forget, we have a store on TeePublic. If you have a Friends shirt you've always wanted, send us your idea and we'll make it.
Yep. Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Yeah, but did he ever call you, Boot Off?